All right, guys, we know the Niners and Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, and we understand that it's one game sudden death. There are no second chances. Just ask the Buffalo Bills and their fans.
Gino? Why would you do that?
I had to put it there. That got us to thinking, what if the NHL was like the NFL and used a sudden death format in their playoffs? Frankie, who'd be your Cup favorite if instead of a 7-game series, it was win or go home in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
The Edmonton Oilers, and not because they're the hottest team in the league right now. Even if they weren't the hottest team, it's because they have the best player in the world, and that's Connor McDavid. And on any given night, this guy can go off for 4 points, and not far behind him is Leon Draisaitl. That duo, in one game, they can get hot. They could lead the way. I want the best players in that situation, and I believe I would have the two best players going into that.
So your eyebrows. Well, you're basically saying McDavid is Mahomes, and I understand that. But I think the nature of hockey, the equivalent of that position is in net, right? The goalie is the one that can really determine how you're going to play. Stuart Skinner's been outstanding, but I'm not quite there yet with Stuart Skinner. Also, I want to believe that the Oilers, the way they played the last month and a half, will continue the rest of the season and into the playoffs, whether it's a best of 7 or a one-off. I need to see it to believe it. Is the cheater still in there? Are they going to start cheating on plays?
Not enough.
I'm a skeptic. Call me a skeptic, Gino. All right? I'm not quite there yet. Obviously, the Oilers are in the running. They've had an unbelievable run. They're a great team. But I'm not quite there yet with Edmonton.
So if not the Oilers, then who?
It's the Boston Bruins. Because what Edmonton has done the last 2 months, the Bruins have done for the last 2 years, right? You know exactly the way they're going to play every single game. That includes a one-off. I also like the fact that you have 2 tickets in net. Stuart Skinner's been great. But I think Swayman's been better over the course of the season. And if Swayman, for whatever reason, is not in a position to perform that night, I'm going to Ullmark. I don't have that option in Edmonton. Yes, he's not McDavid, but Pasternak's not far off. You talk about being a game changer in a big game. David Pasternak's right there. Brad Marchand is a pure winner. I got the Boston Bruins.
They'll have to manage that situation better than they did last year. Remember Linus Ullmark? He played the entire series. He was hurt. It ended up costing them. They have to understand, if that's the situation, you have to know when to pull the trigger, and that's a delicate balance. Because if you know you got one guy, one shot, that's it. That's your guy. There's no decision making. Now you have to have a little bit of a gut feel, a term you're very familiar with.
I love gut instinct.
As far as which goalie you're going to go with.
You know what? I'm a little bit surprised that you guys didn't mention the Avs at all. The MVP frontrunner is Nathan McKinnon. The best defenseman on the planet right now is Cale Makar. No doubt about that. They won a cup just 2 years ago.
Who's in net?
Don't give me any
Who's
grief
in net,
about
Gino? Wait a minute. You do this to us.
Sorry, can I just say Darcy Kemper was in net the last time they won the Stanley Cup?
Where is he now? He's not there anymore.
But they won the cup with him. So I'm going to say you could get over who you have in net. Frankie, how do you not even mention the Avs?
That is a very trendy pick, Gino. I feel like you got outside help with that pick. Listen, the Colorado Avalanche are a great team. They're very well going to contend for a Stanley Cup. The only thing that worries me about them, it's one line of offensive firepower. And I know I just made the point that I want the offensive firepower of the 2 best players on the team, McDavid and Draisaitl. But there's other layers, whereas Colorado, they're going to live and die by that top line.
You can't go wrong with Colorado. I understand what you're saying. Again, though, Georgiev scares me. Georgiev really, really frightens me. I'll take Swayman all day. I'll take Ullmark if need be. I might take Skinner over Georgiev at this point. All 3 are great options. I like that you got in there. Colorado, we'll see. Gino,
One thing's very important to point out here.
What is that?
They're all great options. It just comes down to your gut instinct.
Absolutely.
My gut tells me in a 7-game series, and it's not going to be sudden death, the Avs are still the favorite. Brian Hayes and Frankie Corrado.